So one of the things to know first off is your own posture. So when you're helping somebody stand, it's really important that you're keeping this part of you straight, okay? If we stay bent, either because we're helping somebody lift or if we're staying bent over a bed and doing something, our lower back is going to get sore really fast. So it's much better to either raise or lower the surface that you're working at, and then use a chair to sit on so that you can be at the right height. In long term, your back's going to thank you for it. The other thing to know is that twisting is also dangerous, especially if you have a load. So if you have any kind of a weight and you bend or you twist, you are really highly likely to injure your back. So they're the things we're going to try and avoid. Some of the things that we can do to help ourselves is using a lunge movement. So you might have your legs quite wide apart and you can lunge from side to side to help somebody. Or you might put your feet forward and backward and do a lunge that way. So you can help somebody stand and using your legs. This uses the big muscles through our thighs and our buttocks and is much stronger than our lower back. You're going to see how to use those lunges very shortly. So now we're going to demonstrate some of the ways of helping somebody stand. When it's coming up from a low chair like a lazy boy, one of the key things is to get them to move forward. If somebody's trying to stand up from the back of the chair, that's a really long way to lift. And what we also don't want to do is actually lift the person, because that puts you at risk and it also does put them at risk as well. So this is a good way of doing it. Sally, can I just get you to wiggle forward in the chair? That's it, so might just be walking leg to leg, so they're at the front. Bring your feet back under a little bit. Now when Sally stands up, she's going straight up rather than trying to get forward and up. Sally, what I want you to do is keep your head up, but look ahead so that you're not looking down at the floor. You're going to push up with your hands here. I'm going to assume that lunge position we talked about before, so I can squat down and lunge up with her. This hand goes in front of Sally's shoulder. This gives her some security that she's not feeling unsteady, and it also means if she did start to fall, I can really easily just give her a push back to land in the chair. This hand is going to go diagonally down her back. Now I can just have my hand resting across her back. I might grab her waistband or a belt loop, or you can get a transfer belt that will help with this. But today we're just going to do this with a push. We're going to rock because that builds momentum, which makes it easier to stand. So Sally, we're going to rock 3 times, and on 3 we're going to stand. Okay, so we're going to go 1, 2, 3 and up. You can get a surprising amount of push just with that arm down the back. Feeling safe there, Sally?
Yes, thank you.
Great. Now, if we want Sally to sit back down again, Sally, can you just back up to make sure you can feel the chair behind your legs?
Yes.
Usually, I'd get somebody who should feel the armrests of the chair, but in this instance, they're too low down. So what I would like you to do though, Sally, is poke your bottom out before we go down, and that means Sally will land further back in the chair. To help Sally sit down, there's a couple of handy things. Now, first of all, I'm going to show you how not to do it. Sally, can you just sit down where you are there? And you can see Sally's quite well forward in the chair, and now we're going to have to try and wriggle her back. This chair's not a big one, not too big a problem. This time we're going to get Sally to help us get her well back in the chair. So you can feel the chair at the back of your legs, Sally? Yes. Great. What I'd like you to do is just poke your bottom out a little bit, Sally, and then we're going to go, as you're ready, going down, and I'm going to help support you. Down. And you can see that Sally goes well back in the chair, so she's already positioned in a good spot on the chair without having to further adjust. Now we're going to look at how to help somebody stand up out of a chair when they're using a walking frame. Now there's a couple of key things to know. People often try to use the walking frame to stand and to sit down. And first off, we're going to show you why that's not a good idea. So if the frame's up close, and we'll put the brakes on because you should always have the brakes on. Sally, we're going to help you stand. So we'll get you to come forward in the chair. And now, if Sally's trying to stand with the walking frame, this is what can happen. The frame can tip and all the angles are really wrong. Equally, if Sally tries to sit down holding onto the walking frame, all the balance is likely to be off. You want to just have a seat down there? You can end up having a bit of a fall. So ideally, what we do with a walking frame is we move it just about a step further away. Then we help someone to stand as we normally do and the frame's just in position. So let's see how that looks. Sally, we're going to help you stand up. Can you shuffle forward in the chair a little bit? That's it. Feet back underneath a little bit. My hand on the front, just as we did before, and my arm down your back. We're going to rock and stand on 3. Okay, so we're going to go 1, 2, 3 and stand. And now Sally can grab hold of the walking frame. It's just at the right distance. Breaks off and we can walk off. Sitting down, we're going to do a little bit similar. Sally will just use the walking frame. Can slide actually okay in this instance with it breaks off. Can you feel the chair behind you, Sally? Yes. Okay, letting go of the walking frame. Now this chair is too low for Sally to put her hands back, but what I want you to do, Sally, is just poke your bottom out and going down into the chair. And we're able to support her down and she gets well back in the chair. No danger of the frame landing on top of her or Sally landing on the floor.
Thank you.